You clicked on the video, so I gotta tell you about it. Sleeping with Sirens. Whether you loved them or hated them, or even pretended like they didn't exist, they've been pretty impossible to ignore when you're as emo as I am. They exploded out of the post-hardcore scene with pure chaos, but behind the sold-out tours and iconic breakdowns, there's a side of the band that most people don't like talking about, but I'm gonna be talking about it today. In this video, we're gonna be briefly talking about the new allegations that Nick Martin is facing, Nick Martin from Sleeping with Sirens, and briefly talking about Ronnie Radke.
In American English, it's often said as Ronnie Radke.
Amongst other news that I found because I've been gone for a while, so I'm gonna give you guys a rap session. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see so far, or if you're interested in seeing my face more. Why wouldn't you be? For my familiar subscribers, I've been gone again. I'm sorry. But the only reason is I have a reason this time. I have a reason. No, I had a reason last time too, trust me. But the reason this time was I'm in a band. So we've been really locked in on that, and I've had a couple of performances. Nope, no, I've only had two. Wait, that is a couple. Had a couple performances, me and my band, and here's a clip of one of my performances. That video will be in the description if you're interested in watching. Amongst that time of me scripting and doing all that and trying to get my band together, I got laid off. So I decided to take another break and take a step back to regather what's up here because I have not been alright, guys. But we're on the track to becoming alright. I'm sorry for the low budget videos that are about to come out, but hey, here's a cool lightning strike to show you guys that I'm still cool. Was that cool? I don't know. I haven't edited the video yet. So let's actually get to the video. For context, let's just be real. Now, I didn't get a chance to because I was honestly too young. I'm gonna just admit that. But if you were on Tumblr around like 2011, there's a guaranteed chance you know about Sleeping with Sirens. They came out of Florida in 2009 with chuggy guitars and emotional lyrics. With current members Justin Hilson on the bass, Maddie Best on the drums, Nick Martin on the guitar, and Kellen Quinn's voice hitting notes no grown man should hit. But today we're shifting gears, like I said, because not all the noise around this band has been musical. Today we're breaking down what we know. Today we'll be breaking down what we know about Nick Martin and what happened with his allegations, and just try our best to talk about everything, I guess. So I got all this information from this Google Doc. I'll link it down below. You can read it yourself. So this actually happened pretty recently. On the day of July 29th or 28th of 2025, the Ronnie Radke broadcasted to his Instagram with devastating allegations against Nick Martin. Again, the guitarist from Sleeping with Sirens.
Ronnie Radke has issued some serious allegations against this Sleeping with Sirens band member. In a story post earlier this week, Ronnie said, at Nick Martin, "You sleeping with underage girls, Nick? Is that why you hide behind the pride flag now?" This is a public allegation against Sleeping with Sirens guitarist Nick Martin for sleeping with underage girls. If true, the band name would be fitting, with Ronnie even saying on X they really got to change their band name to Sleeping with Minors now. When people gave pushback against this, Ronnie said, "So you're mad at me because your favorite band?" And Ronnie even doubling down, saying, "If I'm tweeting it, it's true." This would not be the first time that Nick Martin from Sleeping with Sirens has come under scrutiny, with his former girlfriend, Brandy Bay, saying that Nick operates under a veil of lies, manipulation, and narcissistic behavior. With Brandy saying that Martin and his lawyers forbade her from disclosing their relationship and posting photos like these. To my knowledge, I have not seen a direct response or comment from Nick Martin from the Ronnie allegations. This is a developing story. Follow me here and I'll let you know if there are any updates.
Post proceeded to accuse Nick of sleeping with underage girls.
What the fuck? Oh no, see that's what we're not gonna do. Police, lock his ass up. Yes, you need.
Oh my god, I don't even want to be emo anymore. I'm about to be performative, guys. Where's my macho? Where's my labubu? Moving on, let's take a step back to look at who is accusing him of these allegations. Ronnie Radke, the lead singer of Falling in Reverse. Very infamous person I'm talking about today. Like I said, I'm tired of being emo. Let's look at Ronnie's controversy list because it's very lengthy. It's on his own Wikipedia. You can look at it for yourself. So for starters, he's transphobic, he's homophobic, and he says a lot of just dumb stuff on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter in about a year now. I made a whole new Twitter account just for this instance, and every time I get back on Twitter, I have another reason to leave. He has involvement in murder. guess it was self-defense. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. It could have been self-defense. Moving on. He got a domestic violence arrest for failing to appear to court at Six Flags when they were doing a festival. He threw 3 mic stands at the crowd. This puts in perspective because, as I said, I'm in a band now. If I were to pick up a mic stand and even think about having the audacity of throwing it at somebody, I don't have there's no reason for me to be on stage if that's in my head. Ended up hitting a 16-year-old girl. And how reckless can you be? What were you on? What were you on? He sued somebody because he got called the Bill Cosby of alternative music. He probably deserved it. Last but certainly not least, he has SA allegations and a defamation lawsuit. So let's break this down real quick. It was reported that Ronnie was accused of assaulting somebody. This accusation came from a 25-year-old woman. It was alleged that he had assaulted her after a falling in reverse performance, though it was determined that Radke had contact with the woman and police found no evidence. And she got sued for defamation. If you want me to do a falling in reverse controversy video, leave your comments down below. But back to the Nick Martin issue. As of right now, there's still speculation because, it came from Ronnie. And as you can see, he is not trustworthy. But the article I was reading sums it up perfectly. It reads, his history of controversies and legal troubles provide important context to the current accusations and ongoing dispute involving Radke. So, I guess it's like the girls are fighting right now. Let me not say that. That's up.
What is the tea? The girls are fighting! No!
Unfortunately, there's not much more evidence to prove if this is true or not. But he's currently crashing out on Twitter. He's always crashing out on Twitter. But in the context of this situation, let me know what you think about it in the comments. But in other news, I did find some other stuff about Nick Martin though, cause girl. So basically, Brainy Bay, Nick's ex, but also the senior marketing the senior marketing the senior marketing manager for Hopeless Records. I think it was last year that she uploaded this Instagram thread, and I would just like to read it because I feel like this is information that should be known about Sleeping with Sirens if you're going to be listening to this band. So it reads as follows. As a woman in the industry, I feel the responsibility to call out misogyny in the scene because, quite frankly, I have no patience for it. In March to August 2024, I dated Nick Martin from Sleeping with Sirens and fell under the veil of lies, manipulation, and narcissistic behavior. Nick Martin talked badly about just about every woman he had ever known throughout the course of our relationship.
Read!
For starters, he told me he had an ex-wife, they were very much still married, who was a very terrible person through and through, which might have been believable, until he started telling me about what awful other women he had dated throughout his whole life. He took pride in bashing women, especially those he's been romantically involved with, from his high school girlfriend to every woman in his 20s to his wife to his crazy mistress. This sounds like a lot of men. I passed this off as scorn ex energy until he started talking about his friends' relationships. What does that have to do with you? Every woman he knows, whether that be his best friend's wife or his bandmate's wife, is crazy. At one point, he told me his friend cheated on his wife and their small baby because she was too bitchy to stay with.
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
Are you gay? Are you gay? To point the blame on the mother rather than the male infuriated me, as it should, and it was the first fight we've ever gotten into. Nick also is a pathological liar. He told me he was divorced when we met, when he hadn't even filed yet. I remember now being weirded out he didn't let me in this house for the first few weeks we dated. I understand now, it's because his wife wasn't fully moved out yet. Nick and his lawyers asked me to stay silent about our relationship. Looking back, should have been a red flag. The lawyer promised we could share photos of our relationship within time, but the day never came. Nick and his lawyer continued to tell me to stay silent and to hide our relationship, and that became a sore subject for us. Of course it would be. Imagine being like,
It's my birthday. Can you post me?
No, my lawyer said I couldn't.
why does your lawyer have to get involved? By spending 7 days together under the same roof and having hundreds of photos together, they threatened me to never post them because it would hurt our future. You guys don't have a future anymore. Nick was just trying to preserve his image. You mean preserve the fact that he still wanted bitches? He was still going for the huzz. Oh yeah. It also came to light that Nick Martin cheated on me during the course of our relationship. I absolutely understand it's a private issue, but it really feels like the icing on the cake right now. I'd like to apologize to the women who reached out to me during the course of my relationship to warn me about his behavior. But if there's people texting you, what more do you need? Like, oh my god. And I brushed them off. You were right, and I see you, and I stand with you, and I'm sorry. At least she apologized. I'd also like to apologize to Nick's wife, should she ever read this. I was lied to about the timeline of your divorce, and I would have never agreed to start a relationship before you filed. I am sick to my stomach looking back on the lies I was fed. She finishes this off by saying this. Nick Martin collects women, but doesn't honor them. And despite being a decade older than me, he is a child. I really hope to protect future women from this treatment. I'm overtaking the high roads and being silenced. So here's every photo his lawyer told me I couldn't post. Cheers to loving out loud and not being someone's secret. Here's the photos. You guys can take a look at them. In conclusion, it's seriously messed up when guys in the scene treat women like they're collectibles instead of actual human beings. Whether it's rumors or first-hand accounts, there's a recurring theme of women being used, cycled through, and then tossed aside. The whole collecting women mindset is just really toxic. No, it's dehumanizing. It's dehumanizing. These women aren't props. They're not here to boost your ego or your image. They just want to be loved. And it's just like collecting women, like, I feel like I should make a Pokemon joke here, but it's just like, Pokemon trainers show more respect to their catches than this. Now time for the outro, because I'm about to go. I'm probably gonna continue these once a month videos because they're more easier for me until I can get my head on straight. And also my setup fixed, you know, we're not working with much. Make sure to like and subscribe and check out my other videos if you like this one. Be sure to follow my Instagram and check out the video of my performance. Don't forget, go watch that performance, please. All right, bye-bye. See you later.
You can